Medicare Advantage plans have a lot of moving parts. Then you throw in some insurance lingo and technical terms, and it can get really confusing. Hi, I'm Danielle Roberts, Medicare expert and author of the best-selling book, 10 Costly Medicare Mistakes You Can't Afford to Make. Here at Boomer Benefits, we often see people get especially confused about the difference between deductibles on their Medicare Advantage plans and the plan's out-of-pocket maximum limit. So in today's video, I'm going to outline for you how these two things work. A deductible is an amount of money that you pay out of pocket towards your healthcare expenses before the insurance company kicks in and begins to pay any of its share. In the world of Medicare, the various parts of Medicare each have their own deductible. There are separate deductibles for parts A, B, and D. But when you join a Medicare Advantage plan, you are getting your parts A, B, and usually D from the same place. This means your Medicare Advantage plan may have more than one deductible. There could be a deductible for both medical care and Part D prescription coverage. On the medical care side, a Medicare Advantage plan can require a deductible up front before it will begin paying benefits for hospital and outpatient care. But we don't see it all that often when you're using the plan's in-network providers. What's more common is to see there be a deductible charged only if you use out-of-network providers. So for example, you could sign up for a Medicare PPO that has a zero deductible when you treat in the network, but a $500 deductible for out-of-network services. On the Part D side, it is more common to see deductibles inside most Medicare Advantage plans. When you enroll in a Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan, the Part D plan that is built into that coverage has the same 4 stages that standalone Part D drug plans have. So in 2021, when plans are allowed to have a deductible as high as $445, that means your Medicare Advantage plan may also have a deductible as high as that for Part D drugs. It could also be set lower than that. It's up to the plan. Let's say you enroll in a plan with a $200 Part D drug deductible. This means that when you are filling your outpatient prescriptions, you will pay the first $200 in covered out-of-pocket expenses to satisfy that deductible. After that, the plan's coverage kicks in and you'll pay only a copay or coinsurance for each drug, depending on which tier that drug falls into. So to recap on deductibles, your Medicare Advantage plan could have both a health deductible and a drug deductible. Always look at the plan's summary of benefits to see what they are before you enroll in the plan. Now let's talk about the maximum out-of-pocket limit as it applies to Medicare Advantage plans. This limit is to protect you from spending beyond a certain dollar amount on covered hospital and outpatient services in a given calendar year. Your Medicare Advantage plan has costs that you pay out of pocket. The deductible is one of them, but there are also copays or coinsurance that you pay at the time of healthcare services when you seek treatment for covered hospital and medical services. The money that you spend out of pocket toward these things is tallied throughout the year and counts toward the maximum out-of-pocket limit. If you reach that limit, then the plan has to pay 100% of your covered hospital and outpatient services for the rest of the year. In 2021, the highest amount that a plan can set for that maximum out-of-pocket limit for in-network services is $75.50. However, many plans in urban areas, especially the HMO plans, choose to set that limit lower. Here's an example from Medicare's website showing us the various deductibles and out-of-pocket limits for an HMO plan that operates here in Fort Worth, Texas. You can see here that this plan has a zero premium, although you still pay your Part B premium while enrolled in it, as you would with any Medicare plan, unless your income is low enough to qualify you for assistance in paying premiums from the Medicare savings programs. It also has a $0 deductible on the health services, which means Part A and B covered services inside your plan. However, on the Part D side, the plan has a $190 deductible that you'll satisfy before the prescription drug coverage kicks in. And finally, this plan has a $4,200 in-network out-of-pocket limit. So if you're spending on medical services like hospital stays and doctor visits, lab work, diagnostic imaging, physical therapy, cancer treatment, and more adds up to $4,200, then you are done spending for the year and the insurance company covers the rest. Your Part D drug spending, however, is separate from that and does not count towards your overall maximum out-of-pocket limit. Instead, Part D has its own separate catastrophic coverage limit that is set by Medicare each year. Let's look at another example for a PPO plan offered here in Fort Worth. With PPO plans, you will often see two different maximum out-of-pocket limits, one for in-network services and one if you're using both in and out-of-network. You can see that this plan has no deductible for medical or drugs, which is great, and it has a fairly low maximum out-of-pocket limit for in-network services at just $3,900. However, if you go outside the network, you'll incur some additional spending and you won't hit the out-of-pocket limit until your combined in and out-of-network spending reaches $7,500 in a calendar year. It's worth mentioning too that your cost related to these plans is very much affected by the area in which you live. Medicare Advantage plans down in Florida tend to have richer benefits, lower deductibles, and lower out-of-pocket maximums than you find in many other areas of the country. What terminology questions do you have related to Medicare? Drop them in the comments below and we'll be glad to reply. And if you were wondering about how those Part D costs work, since they are in addition to what you would spend on medical inside of your Medicare Advantage plan, check out this video about how Part D plans work.